So here we are again. There's nothing more constant than change in life. This is now the third draft of the shorter version of the lake meditation. And it's just an exercise, less words, same meditation, hopefully. And see what you think. Well, it's a Sunday afternoon and it's raining. And what else would you do but record a shorter version of the lake meditation? Because, that's what you do. So here we go. A little bit of an introduction first. Very little bit of an introduction. So, in this meditation, we're going to be practicing with the intention of being the compassionate witness to whatever is present. That's really what it's all about. And you can imagine a lake, because this is the lake meditation, and it's held secure in the basin of the earth. And that's where it gets its grounding from, just like we are grounded in meditation. And you can imagine the waters of the lake. They're touched by all sorts of changing events, different reflections on the surface, different weather. Sometimes the surface is stormy or calm. And that's a little bit like life, events come and go. They affect us. They arise as sensations in the body or emotions or thoughts. Busy, just like the surface of that lake. But like the grounded bed of the lake, and like deep under the surface, there's a calm, there's a perspective. Perhaps looking up at the surface, you don't see all that busy, you just maybe see some patterns of light, and you begin to realize these are just transient events, and that deep under the water, that the waters of the lake are calm and tranquil. And that's a bit like when we sit in a meditation and we just sit with acceptance, and we sit grounded, perhaps using the breath as an anchor, as a space from which to just observe those events as they rise and fade by themselves, not changing them, not trying to adjust them in any way, simply being the observer and holding them in acceptance and holding yourself in acceptance as well. Then we find a place of wisdom and clarity, perhaps even equanimity. So let's get into the meditation. As always, you want to adopt a posture that embodies mindful presence. Sitting, standing, lying down, whatever you prefer, as long as it embodies a sense of being relaxed, being present, and falling awake. And for this meditation, perhaps just lowering the gaze, because we're looking inward. And the meditation begins, as always, after the bells. Dropping into awareness of your body in contact with the floor or the surface that you're sitting on. Perhaps beginning just by wriggling your toes to get a sense of your connection with the earth, and just adjusting your posture on your chair, exploring those sensations of contact and security. And then sitting with the breath and just following the breath as it is, becoming the observer, to each in-breath and each out-breath, just wherever you feel it the most present. And looking inwards, becoming the witness to whatever is here. Maybe sensations in the body, or maybe you're drawn to certain thoughts, or you're aware of certain emotions. And as you're witnessing what is here, maybe you find yourself getting lost in thought, in awareness, with kindness, just returning to the breath, and then opening up to this new moment and exploring what is here. And now imagining a lake in your mind's eye. Imagine the light and the landscape and the weather, maybe even the sounds and the smells. And imagine the lake surface. Picture that lake coming alive in vivid detail. And as you sit with this lake in your mind's eye, staying open to whatever is present in your mind and your body, and holding yourself in acceptance, just as the lake is held by the earth, and as the lake holds all the life within. And checking in with your mind and your body and your heart. And remembering that each new breath brings a new beginning. And as you gaze out over your lake, just continue your meditation under these words. The lake's surface is witness to constant change. Sometimes it's like a clear mirror, sometimes agitated. Sometimes the lake is sparkling, and sometimes it's grey. In winter, the surface might freeze, but the deep waters always teem with life. And sometimes fog clouds the lake, or storms churn up waves and spray, and the boiling surface is pitted by the driving rain, and a flooding river might even muddy the waters. In summer, the fish and the dragonflies kiss the surface. Breathing with the lake, moment by moment. Feeling its body as your body. Holding your mind and your heart open and receptive to whatever is here. Noting the fleeting thoughts and feelings, the impulses and reactions, rising and fading like ripples and waves, observing their effects on you. And in your mind's eye, observing how your lake is brought alive by the changing weather and the changing reflections and all the life around it and within it. This is what keeps the lake connected and dynamic. And the lake has a quality of acceptance and continuity in a world of constant change. The weather, the reflections, the fish, the birds, or the dragonflies, they are witnessed with curiosity as events that are passing by. And even a powerful storm will pass, and the lake will calm, and the waters will clear. And always the lake is secure in the container of the earth. Going deeper now. What is below the surface of your lake? Tuning into a place below words. And if you imagine being in those deeper waters, looking up, the transient thoughts and feelings on the surface are just patterns of light. And looking below, the deep waters remain calm, even when storms rage above. And so, continuing your practice in your own way, remembering these sensations and thoughts and feelings are just transient events. And you sit as observer, as witness to these events rising and fading in their own way. In your meditation, aware of the self, observing the self that's experiencing these transient events, and holding yourself in acceptance with compassion and kindness. And sitting in this place of calm, sitting with your inner truth, your wisdom, maybe in a place beyond words, remembering you are already whole and already complete.